What's up, everybody? Welcome to the fourth episode of the Engineering Edition. This is me, Awes Kamran from Conrad Labs, and with me, my co-host Anton Churyn, all the way from Delivery Hero. What's up, Anton?
What a year, man. All good.
What a
I'm
year!
doing good. What a year. Yeah. How
What
you
a
doing?
year! I am not doing good.
It's
Have you
amazing.
have you heard about Devin? Who's this Devin?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
hearing
Just I
he's
heard.
gonna steal our jobs. I'm hearing
Yes,
he's
yes.
gonna
I don't
take.
think so.
Yeah, I'm hearing he's my future co-host, and he's gonna take my job. And yeah, who's this Devin guy?
It's some guy. It not will steal your job, but it will be
Really?
the
You
great
feel
addition for
you feel?
you.
Come on, man. That's
Why not?
come on, man. That's exactly what they said about GPT. Look where we are with it.
Uh,
So Cognition Labs rolls out a video, and whole Twitter goes crazy. LinkedIn goes crazy. The very first AI software engineer, Devin, 21 million seed funding. They have even started hiring. People are making memes over their hiring page. It's so much craze out there for that because we thought this will be like 4 years down the lane. It's gonna happen eventually, but it's actually happening. Uh, it's right there. So I think the question that everybody's asking right now, that you know are we supposed to freak out? Is Devin really gonna take our jobs?
it's fair
Did you
question.
see the video? Did you see the video? Right, the intro video
Yes.
from the cog.
Yes.
So thoughts.
The thoughts. I think the thoughts we all should treat the AI as as a great addition to our life. And if you remember the Iron Man movie, we have the Jarvis and Friday assistant, and I think it will not steal what the people do. It means it will allow you to be more creative
Bro,
and focus
Jarvis
on
could
the right
actually
thing.
fly, fly an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, I think we just
Yeah,
far away from that point. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, this is Odyssey. This is your just not co-host. You're just co-engineering guy who will just support you in
co-host. So
co-host.
let's
Yeah,
add, yeah, co-host. Perfect. So we
co-engineer. Yeah,
we will definitely be adding Devin to the podcast, and let's see whenever he gets voice and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of panic in the market. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people who are curious about it, and I know that this whole year, it's been crazy in terms of AI, and you've been bombarded with products from here and there, but not all the products actually made the finishing line. So that's like an interesting thought, the optimistic thought. So when I think about software engineering as a whole, I would never be comfortable, or an organization would never be comfortable sharing their AWS credentials or their Google Cloud credentials with Devin, so that it can go and spin up a few containers for you, spin up a few machines for you. I think people. I'm not doubting the credibility or the ability of the upcoming AI landscape, but I just think that that's a bit of a hiccup.
that makes sense. That makes sense. But imagine how much time you can invest in other things, right? Because this boring stuff to spin up machine, yeah, if you don't know how to do it,
Bro,
it's a huge
there are people
problems.
actually writing just HTTP GET or POST endpoints. That's all we do. That's all we get paid for.
Exactly,
What
exactly.
else is there to do?
Now just to explain the how to say it, other core engineer how to do it properly.
Yeah. So eventually, eventually, I mean, I'm all on for productivity. I get it. It really does help. But when I think about it, I mean, just look at how far we've come. Like, uh, I was really passionate about writing newsletters since last year, and this year, you know, I know there are people out there who are writing and putting effort in, building newsletters, writing blogs, but then there are also some, people who are just generating it on the chat GPT and just copying it, pasting it. So I think the art itself has lost touch. So I'm afraid that, the same might happen to software engineering and the skill we all love and cherish.
That's valid point. Let me try to add some good example how I imagine this right now. We all, guys, I hope, guys, we are software engineers, and we have low-level languages and high-level languages. And the difference is in every step from the machine, we have some sort of abstraction, right? And actually, this is some kind of the history how the everything evolve, right? And we come up
That's
with this
true.
something pretty basic, right? And then it evolves just to C and sometimes just Java, JavaScript, and other things. And now we are in a stage where we are not responsible to do some particular job, which are pretty obvious for most of the people. And it will, how to say it, in any case, you will have expertise if you need to do something pretty specific.
Yeah,
It makes sense, but it will allow the people will jump in with the learning curve and just to try out, because not everyone is the writers, but a lot of people wants to share the ideas, the experience, and other things, and it could depend on the platform or everything. It will not limit the creativity. It means you can formulate your thoughts, and especially if the English or any other language is not your mother tongue or anything else, so it is your third language or anything, it will be pretty problematic to explain like the native speaker or native author the all these details and keep it tasty. And this is where all this
yeah,
AI and anything can benefit you, because it will fill this gap just because you're adding the value, a lot of value, but you don't know just main or how, right? You don't know these tricks, how to make a hooks, how to organize it for the which, for example, for LinkedIn, for Twitter, for YouTube, for Instagram, it will be the different
yeah.
styles.
That's the only thing I'm holding on to. Like, hey, Devin, you're not writing the right kind of styles. That should be a SAS file. That's not how you arrange a SAS file. That's
That
that's
makes sense.
honestly the thread I'm holding on to. So yeah, but let's see where this actually gets us. Interesting times, crazy times. But uh, so our podcast is about AI and the landscape of AI, and most importantly, the tools. So as I said before, we have been bombarded with a lot of tools, a lot of products. Not every one of them actually made it till the finishing line. Some of them sounded cool, appeared pretty cool at the beginning, but at the end of the day, we have a bunch of winners and a bunch of tools that everyone should really take, good notice of. So, so yeah, Anton, I picked a few tools that I really want to discuss, and I'm pretty sure you have ones too.
Absolutely. You can start.
Perfect. All right. So, I think the very first tool. Let me share my screen, and we can start from there. All right. So this particular tool, I think, is probably the most interesting one. It's called roadmap.sh, and you just put in any sort of um, token, any sort of terminology. Most importantly, I think in terms of learning aspect, it's kind of cool. So I just put in machine learning there, and I have like a whole roadmap for my math foundation for the programming skills I need. So and so exactly what you were saying, Anton, was like you know obviously AI is there to complement you and to be it is smarter than you in some aspects. It's not smarter than you or creative than you in some other aspects. But I believe this one's a big winner when it comes to really organizing stuff and really planning stuff. So you can select a particular topic and it would generate a whole set of description for you. For example, an advanced topic if I want to learn about natural language processing. So I get a bit of an overview of what this actually is. So it's kind of a cool tool. What do you think about it?
I think it could be useful for a lot of things, especially
Hmm.
for the beginners.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to say the accuracy of the information it will provide and where the source data coming from the result for the results. But in terms of to build some sort of the understanding or just step by step guide, at least where to start, because a lot of people struggling with it. I don't know, learning
Yeah.
the new language or domain or anything, it could be the problem. And if you can break it down, it's the powerful tool, right?
Yeah.
And if even
True.
even if you have some kind of the good reliable source where you can trust, it's amazing.
Perfect. Another product that I have lined up is so we all know that when LangChain came in, uh, people really were really high on retrieving domain specific knowledge. So with ChatGPT and different models that we have, obviously we can have a generic conversation with them. But obviously when it comes to domain and having a domain stricken conversation, that was a challenge. With sort of LangChain agents and OpenAI assistants really made way for that. So, and that's interesting. That's like a zone which is still improving, and I'm pretty sure we'll see more of it. But this one product, which I believe would be a game changer, and it's like number one or number two. It's like number two on Product Hunt as well. So it has got great banking, and it's uh, it's about making assistants, but doing them in a hierarchical structure. So let me share real quick what I want to talk about. All right. So the product is called Crew AI, and
You're on that sharing screen.
really, it's not popping up.
Yes.
Let me share again. For some reason, I can't share
You had your chance.
it. I'm still gonna try my luck on that.
Okay.
No, it's not popping up. Something's off. But yeah, it's called Crew AI, and it's like AI assistants or agents reimagined. And what you can do, what I found really cool about this, obviously we already have utilities like OpenAI and LangChain to create agents, but you can create agents in Crew AI in a hierarchical structure where you can build a manager and you can build people working under those managers. So the manager can actually dispatch his or her tasks in an evenly distributed manner. So you attain some sort of parallelism, and you can do tasks like running two agents in parallel. So that's something really cool, which I thought that it's really gonna change the game.
That's great.
Yeah,
Something else you want to
imagine
share?
imagine it sort of mimics the whole department itself. For example, you have a software manager and a software engineer, or a senior publicist, or some reporters working under that senior publicist. So you can mimic that behavior, and you can do that with different models. Like one agent can use Claude's Anthropic, and one agent can use GPT-4. So hence you have these multiple creative models working together to sort of attain a particular task. So this framework seems really cool. So I'm definitely gonna hook this in the comments since I couldn't really share the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Do you have any
Um, yeah, I
tools
have a
that
lot.
can
I have a lot, man.
really
Yes.
hit me?
Just top three. Let me pick just my favorite top three, and one
Hmm.
of them we can just highlight and discuss in different podcasts on the episode. The first one, from my
Hmm.
opinion, this is GitHub Copilot is released, and a lot of companies at the moment using it. It's, as we said, this
You
is a
know,
good complement for all of the engineers to not doing
what
the
do
boring
you
stuff.
what do you feel about GitHub Copilot? Because um, the first I didn't use it recently. I used the very first version whenever it got released, and it had a few hiccups. What like is it like that good now?
It's not so good as you expected. It's good.
Okay,
It's good. It will allow
okay,
you to be lazy, more lazy than any used to do. Absolutely. But it will allow in any case to some sort of the knowledge to verify, right? It means if you don't have a lot of experience, you can do a lot of wrong decisions and a lot of
hmm,
you can add more problems than the solutions, honestly.
okay.
Okay. The next one is my favorite because I'm just fan of the Next.js. I've been playing for, I don't know, for 4 years around Next.js. I saw all these ups and downs and all these
Hmm.
evolutions. And I really love this v0.dev provided from Vercel. This is some sort of
Hmm.
the, let's imagine this is the GPT, but using some kind of the hints of hooks, it will generate for you the UI based on the Vercel using the latest features, which you can plug and play and deploy. Just easy. And if you don't like UI or anything, they have a lot of tools. They have huge detailed documentation how you can the guide what actually you want. And in terms of the some POCs
So
or
it's like
MVPs, it's cool.
so where does the AI part comes in?
It means it will analyze the all projects, and as ChatGPT, you just I want the landing page with XYZ tools or anything using, I don't know, just some features or tools or requisite, whatever you like, and it will
Hmm.
generate just entire repo for you. Just you need just mainly to provide some kind of the keys, the key value pair, the private one, to just go live and just easy. And when you're looking for something or you want to explore anything, it just in sort of the POC, MVC, anything, just to try out, I don't know, play with the latest features, you can do it.
So it's like do we get to choose a framework or is it just plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript?
It's just React. I would say just it Next.js ecosystem. Next.js ecosystem it's
Oh,
just
got it.
React and all this internal keychain regarding the routing, how they're using the API, some environments. Actually, if you want just more or less advanced version, you can use T3 stack, where you can
Hmm.
also just take some blueprint with predefined setup and play around. If you want just to build a new project, I think a lot of people will benefit from it from this boilerplate.
Oh, nice. Perfect. So we have Vercel and we have Tetris.
T3 stack, yeah, I think it's
T3?
some T3 stack. It's some kind of the
T3
just
stack.
a boilerplates for the Next.js, and this is the
Ah,
open
got it.
source, and the people will
We
contribute
can.
it a lot. And if you need something for the fresh start, and you don't want to waste the time for this initial setup, just use it.
Yeah,
And
it would be great. Let's hook the links in the comment
yep,
section as well.
yep.
Once. once
Will
once
do.
we once we're
And
perfect.
I think, yeah, the last one from my side, it's the convex.
Uh-huh.
And the convex is some sort of the middleware which allow you to connect any, how to say it, any UI and any backend. And they have a lot
Hmm.
of plugins where you can just plug and play just OpenAI or any other models from any different sources or resources, even databases, a lot of things. And if you
Hmm.
don't want to, how to say, to maintain all these relationship integrations, the key state, and a lot of things which just we don't like as engineers because it's just one-time work, you can just
Hmm.
benefit to, I don't know, to save 1, 2, 3, 4 week, but it depends on the scale. If you want, how to say it, a pretty deep configuration, I think you will spend more time in the long run.
Yeah, I I have a feeling like it's a start definitely with all these products. I believe the best pool of people who can benefit from some of the listed products that uh, you just dictated, and some of the products that I had. I think startups and very early age startups and some form of like mid scale companies can really benefit from it. I
Absolutely.
don't I
And
don't
even
think
though,
I don't think we are there yet in terms of enterprise applications because there's a lot going on there.
why not? Actually, I know a lot of huge companies doing some kind of the solution driven approach
Hmm.
where the few teams will come up with the different approaches for the one solution, and I think they can benefit, right? Because if you're able to just speed run a bit this process, you have the better
Hmm.
shape anyhow,
Okay,
right? Because no one will talk about just ideal solution, right? We don't have it. Even just
yeah,
if you will have the ideal solution, the software engineers will never exist. This
true,
is why
true.
we have the work, and why the people pay us money or salary.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this is
awesome.
actually it's for enterprise. Maybe it's not enterprise to run it at production, but to speed run the process, which in nowadays really, how do you say it, applicable, right? Because everyone at the moment need to do it faster and faster, and every year the expectation is just higher and higher.
That's true.
And this is legal way, honestly.
So so we had our last podcast on productivity and stuff. Do you still think the hope is there for people like us
Absolutely,
that
absolutely.
it's just a productivity boost that
I think
AI
it
sort of
depends how
brings
you
to
will
the
use it.
table?
Yes, how you will use it, I think it's the game changer because you can use it wrong.
Yeah. How can you say you can use it wrong? Do you have any use cases?
The use cases, I don't know, just some examples. Just the worst case, you're not using the full potential of the tool you have, right? And it seems like you have, I don't know, some fancy car, but it parked in your garage and you will never drive it at all. But you have a fancy car, right? It's exactly the same if you're using for prompting, for text validation, or for some sort of like this. You're not using even just 5% of the potential because you can do even more.
That's a very good example. Proud of you, Anton. That was a
Thank
good
you,
one.
thank you. And actually, yeah, I think this all this boring stuff, for example, 360 and other things, where I know a lot of companies have different, let's call styles, how to write it down in some sections or topics, or you can call it as you wish. I think it's really cool where you can provide the personal feedback and then tell some AI assistant, please take this text and break it down just to this particular, I don't know, template. And it will do it for you. Because anyway, you will spend, I don't know, additional X amount of time to do it. And you can multiply it by the people who requested the feedback. And you can just, in my case, I saved 1 week, one engineering week, by just using, how to say it, already defined template to just speed up the process. It's legally, and everyone benefit because the people will provide the feedback early on time, just absolutely
Yeah.
early, and I will have just 1 week focusing on the right things as engineer.
That's true. That's true. So I've been going to, a couple of my talks, and I had this slogan with me that you gotta master AI before it masters you. So I'm all in to sort of push people and everybody around me to sort of acknowledge the fact that it's here to stay. It's definitely gonna change the business. It's not gonna take away your jobs. It's just that you have to become more smarter, and the only way you cannot outsmart AI in most of things, but you can outsmart AI in a way that you use it to build products. That's the only thing you can do as an engineer. So what we as software engineers can really do, we should be focusing on the orchestrating. Like if it's an opera and you're just standing in the middle. But even to orchestrate all these great tools, all these great technologies, you really need to know what's really under the hood. Not everything, but some bits of it. You need to know some bits of machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, maybe a thing or two from computer vision. But it's kind of crucial at this point because what's really going to happen this year and next year obviously is like the nature of the products is eventually going to change, and it's definitely going to impact the market. And yeah, that's what I think. So I do feel like no, we're not there yet where it's going to replace stuff. Some of the best models out there are still going through the hallucination problem, which we don't do. We humans don't do often. So yeah, that's like our thing. So So yeah, we don't need to build Skynet all yet.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. Let's talk about the fact. Would you feel safe with your data being processed by AI, even if you delegate your tasks, your daily engineering tasks, or your daily personalized tasks like your calendar, uh, some of your utility bills? What's your take on that? How I mean, I'm this question is totally posed in terms of, uh is our data safe with AI when it's not safe on the internet? And we all know it.
I don't think so. We are not safe until you're running in your, I don't know, local environment or just your environment, which have the closed base
which
solution.
which is not possible, right? Like it's only when you have trained your own model over your own data set. But if you're using all these large language models and their APIs, uh, and there had been some controversies in the past year as well regarding some data leakage and stuff like that. So in future, I believe our most crucial information would be in the hands of AI itself. So
Yeah,
that's
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 fair.
that's like a Thanos level threat.
That's fair. I think it's this upside and downside in the same time. Because just the upside, the all queries and all searches, and anyhow, if the people will provide the feedback on the results, it's some sort of the training, right? And we are training the system to get more precise and more accurate answers for the particular requests, which is cool. And the downside, it's pretty obvious if we providing the feedback, right? how you evaluate the response for particular request. It means your request will store somewhere, and your result also will store somewhere. And until we'll have some, I don't just, I know a lot of companies, they're using some kind of the, not the custom, let's call it in-house solution
Hmm.
in, I don't know, in collaboration with OpenAI or ChatGPT by the
Yeah, yeah,
legal terms to use it
yeah,
specially for the company. And it's also some 50-50 because I'm not quite sure the end realization, which APIs behind the scene they're using, or maybe they bypassing the some storage, or they training actually the new model. I don't know just exact proposition here, but I think it's also 50-50 because it could be the some leaks, right? Because you are not maintaining your entire ChatGPT or OpenAI ecosystem, right? It's not actually possible. If even it's possible, it's too expensive. And in this case, we can use our models or something else. But we need the downstream APIs or anything, how to say, any hooks where to get the data, right? Because this is the
yeah.
hidden part. This is the
I
crucial part.
agree. I agree to the fact that definitely there's going to be some legal stances for all these companies. There would be some security guidelines that every software engineer will get. Probably all the users are going to get that as well. But yeah, it's interesting times. Interesting times. I'm just I've been following the wave of Anthropic's Claude 3 versus Mistral versus GPT-4. So it's kind of interesting these days. Yeah, I was actually running into a task in the past week where uh I had all my hopes drowned by GPT-4, but Claude 3 came to rescue.
Oh,
So it's interesting. And and yeah. Um like I know in terms of, past year definitely there have been a lot of investments, and there is no doubt that, this AI industry is going to reach like a $3 trillion industry in the next 3-4 years. That's the projection. That's the amount of interest that's being, spilled down into this field. So yeah, have you considered of, learning a few of these subfields, or do you
what do you
feel
mean?
like,
Soft skills?
I mean, sub when I say subfields, I definitely mean machine learning or deep learning.
Yep, yep. Not know how to say it. Not a lot and not so deep, but yeah, I had a chance. But even though it's not a building, right? You're just using the some tool
Yeah, it's
and
mostly encapsulated.
exactly.
But don't you feel
And
like, if people who are listening, and all the software engineers or staff engineers out there, if they sort of shift gears and start learning about, some aspects and some fields of data science, maybe it will give a broader perspective for the future.
yes, I hope so. I hope so. And I want to highlight the one thing at the moment we just should start exploring the some sort of zero code way how to build the things
Yeah.
because it's just really interesting journey where you can understand a lot of tools and the ways how it works behind the scene before you will come
Hmm.
up to the AI because AI probably will just in mainly these LLMs and AI and all these things they are how to say it, they exist to solving the particular problem, right? And
One
just
particular problem.
exactly, it just not just to avoid some narrowing down to the some particular field, for example, deep learning or I don't know, machine vision or VR or anything. Just try out the understand what it means no code, because behind the
Yeah,
scene, it's mostly about the automation. And this automation
true.
come with AI and without AI. And I think this is the transition we need just to make a flip to just pretty coding focus to something more just creativity, how to find the solution, how to connect the dots to
Yeah,
achieve what you
connecting the
want.
dots. True. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what I've felt in the last few months, where things have been easy and you can generate a lot of stuff through the OpenAI ChatGPT and different other models out there. But what I've really found out is like there was a time. I'll go back in time and try to explain what I mean. So there was a time when knowing more than three languages was a big flex. Like, hey, I know Java and I know .NET, and people would hire a lot of individuals on this particular basis because mostly work was service oriented. Then the shift actually came where products were built and they started to get famous, and people started to focus on one particular technology, one knowledge area. And now these knowledge areas are sort of complemented by these intelligent products or these LLMs. Now, what we can really flex about is the creativity part, like how we utilize them, how we fit them in the picture. And that's the most human thing, or that's the most human software engineered thing that you can do. Mic drop. That's the best analogy I could come up with.
It's amazing analogy.
But yeah, and there are challenges to it. I've been experimenting with voice assistants lately, and I found out that even ChatGPT provides you APIs for that, and different other tools out there exist, but they're still a challenge in how you put them together, how you make sure that you keep the latency down, how you make sure that whether the solution will scale or not. So I believe the solution side of things is going to get richer, and that's where the creativity lies. Uh, so yeah,
That's fair.
hashtag hashtag solution architects.
Solution architects makes sense. I only just want to add at the moment the ChatGPT, I don't want just to say it's bad or not bad. At the moment, the focus is to go too broad, not too deep. And this is actually not the problem. This is some kind of the area everyone can benefit and learn a lot of details
It's
before it
like
will become
bringing AI to the normal people. So hence that's why it's brought.
absolutely. Yeah, because I
Uh,
also experimented a bit, not with the voice assistants, not so hard, but
mhm.
even though it's how to say it, you don't have the if you have specific problem, you need a specific solution. And at the moment, you can solve, let's assume, half of your problems at the beginning.
Yeah, true, true. Right, we are in the last 2 minutes of our podcast. So I think conclusive comments from my side would be that uh, AI is not going to replace you. AI is definitely there to make you more productive. And even building these AI products, you still need software engineers. So obviously, the shift has always been there in the industry. There was a time when uh, people were writing Java applets, and the the transition is there. Now people use MVVM frameworks. Everything sort of bumps up to another level. But the aspect of sort of engineering these products remains the same, and there will always be need for that, even to put together AI products or intelligent voice assistants or chatbots or whatever you want to call them. Anton, conclusive one-liners, since you're the best amongst both of us in dropping one-liners. So
Online
stage is yours.
stages, mine. Uh, just well said, man. Well said from your side. I don't want to add anything. just guys, don't hesitate to make your hands duty and invest your time for the future. Just this is the best investment you can do now.
Perfect. I guess that's a wrap. And thank you for watching. We're definitely gonna hook up all the products that we discuss in the comments section. Go out there, try them out, learn about them, explore about them. They're definitely gonna help you in your, you know, use cases at work, and maybe you can get some bit of an idea out of it and build something of your own. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.